hold on a little. So we are going to bring on our next speaker now, and I'm so thrilled to introduce Helen Tanner. She's dialing in from New Zealand. So when we're saying about the global entrepreneur, literally on the other side of the planet, Helen is dialing in. She's currently in New Zealand, and she's going to talk to us about transformative power of AI and cutting edge technology. So Helen is the co-founder of Data Cubed. She's award-winning global data and AI lab that helps the disruptors of business world to transform their organizations using data and AI. Helen is a data fanatic born into the corporate world, and before setting up Data Cube in 2017. Data Cube does magic with data, from untangling data complexity to connecting disconnected data, to creating a single source of truth, to creating tools and cool visualizations, to automating board reporting, to powering predictive models, and to AI. So Data Cube works all over the world, helping high growth, ambitious organizations to grow even faster using data, with a mission to enable everyone to check on their organization's performance like they check their weather. So please welcome to the stage Helen Tanner. I'm so excited.
Hello everyone. Hi Franco.
Hi Helen, so nice. We're here. Thank you so much for staying up late for us and everything. And
no problem at all.
I think we should just dive straight into if you want to, but later I really want to have a conversation with you about the AI tool we've added to the platform today for entrepreneurs. That's super exciting, and thanks to our partners in Finland, Jarno, for enabling that. But anyway, without further ado, I'm going to hand the stage over to you, Helen.
Great, thank you very much, Franco. Great, so we'll just bring the slides up, and what I'm going to talk about today is getting your organization ready to harness the power of AI and chatGPT-type technology. And the kind of what I'm going to cover is the fact that at the moment, like every leader, every business leader I speak to wants to harness the power of AI, right? It's kind of top of the agenda with lots of organizations, big and small. Everybody's talking about ChatGPT, even my dad, even people in non-techie roles, my friends, my family, it's so prolific out there. But how can you make sure whether your organization is ready and that you're ready as leaders as well? And that's what we're going to explore in this presentation today, to work out how you can get ready to really harness it. So quick intro to me, Helen Tanner. I founded Data Cubed nearly 7 years ago now. We are a global data and AI consultancy, and we've done lots of different data and AI projects for 70 plus clients over that time. And I also wrote that book on the right hand side there called The Data Escalator. I wrote that during lockdown when I had some time. It was a pretty big ordeal at the time. I can't see me doing another one. But my little mantra is, if you're in data hell, I am data hells. So if any of you are in data hell, that's me. So ChatGPT has exploded. The adoption and the interest in ChatGPT has been unprecedented, as you can see from some of the curves here, like the fastest adopted technology around, and completely overtook everything that was happening in 2023 tech-wise. However, I'm sure those of you are also aware of the risks of ChatGPT, and there's been quite a few headlines there around employers stopping employees using ChatGPT because you could potentially be putting all of your information and data into a public space. And also I like this kind of headline here of attack of the psycho chatbot as well, right? From the Daily Star of all things. So there's been quite a lot of that kind of press coverage as well. So how do you harness the benefits of ChatGPT style technology without the risks, right? That's what we want to explore today. And also get your head around all of these acronyms. I mean, my goodness, there's so many kind of acronyms out there. AI as a start, now Gen AI, LLMs, anybody? ChatGPT, obviously, NLP, ML. We're gonna bust some jargon, do some jargon busting throughout this presentation as well. There's so many acronyms, it can be really overwhelming. Plus, there's loads of so many different tools out there. Like the volume of technology that this here, and I can share a link with anyone who wants to have a look at it, is called the MAD landscape, which stands for machine learning, AI, and data technology. And every one of these little white boxes on there is a logo of a provider of a machine learning, AI, or data technology. And this is growing all of the time. So how do you navigate this massive landscape with all this different technology around, and not be overwhelmed and choose the right ones? So it's really hard. So firstly, I wanted to start with kind of busting some of that jargon. So the way that I think about all these different terms here is in this kind of little circular diagram of everything kind of linking together. So around the outside, probably the term you're probably more familiar with out of all of them, artificial intelligence, AI. This is making machines think like humans. Within that, machine learning is a type of AI, and it's a way of using data and algorithms to imitate the way that humans learn. Gen AI is more of a new term that you've perhaps only kind of come across in the last year or so. This is a type of machine learning which is capable of generating content like text, imagery, music, and video, all different kind of examples here now if you were to have a look at what's out there. Then LLMs, large language models, are a type of Gen AI which is focused on generating text. Then you've got ChatGPT, which is the one that's been in all the newspapers. And this is a type of LLM chatbot that's created by OpenAI, which is a specific organization now acquired by Microsoft. And then at the bottom, a term that I'm trying to kind of lead on is what we're calling like data interrogator. The way I think of it is you harnessing the technology of ChatGPT, but having it in a private, secure instance for your organization. So you know that everything you put into this data interrogator is private and confidential and secure and not in the public domain, unlike ChatGPT, which is public. So I've coined this phrase data interrogator, and that's the way I like to think of it. It's a way of interrogating data. So hopefully that helps you get all of these different terms into a bit of a hierarchy and see how they link together. The thing about AI is it has been around for a long time. Strangely, my diagram hasn't kind of lined up there. It's not showing the whole thing. It's obviously a bit too clever for this, but AI has been around a long time. The phrase itself defined in the 50s. There was lots of an AI winter, 60s and 70s, kind of really restricted by the technology and the computing power available. A big boom in the 80s. There was the Deep Blue chess match in the 90s. But it's really kind of come into fruition in the 2000s, and with lots of different AI and machine learning projects that we've been doing at Data Cubed since 2017, and me in my previous role were doing them in kind of 2000s, 2010s. And then ChatGPT has really kind of fast-tracked this and really brought it to the public domain. And that's the way I see it. AI has been around a long time, but ChatGPT has really grabbed the attention and made it go mainstream in my view. So why should your organization get AI ready? What's the kind of benefits for you? Well, I like to think of it as a bit of a pyramid that you can see here. So at the base level, there's a real opportunity for you to use AI and data for automation. So think about all those manual processes you've got in your organizations. By automating things, you can save time, you can speed things up, you can reduce cost by reducing or removing manual processes, you can improve customer service, improve quality. There's loads of benefits just through using AI for automation. The next layer on top of that then is around growth. So being AI ready and harnessing AI technology can help you grow faster, increase your revenue and profit, expand, scale quicker, diversify, and all those things. And then right at the top is where you could create an advantage of some type. So a new competitive advantage in your market space. a new USP, so a new unique selling point. You could monetize your data potentially using our AI and innovation. And that's the way kind of we think about it when we're talking to our clients, you know, get the benefits of automation first, then use AI and data to grow, and then get those kind of commercial and competitive advantages. So another reason why you should get your organization AI ready is we at Data Cubed, we build a lot of dashboards, and they've got a lot of graphs all over them. And the more I work with data and the more I work with graphs, the more I realize that most people in the world are quite data illiterate. I think most people would understand a bar chart, but you start getting into pie charts, yet alone scatter plots, yet alone predictive forecasts that are based on probabilities. And you very quickly realize that people are not comfortable. Whereas what you can get from ChatGPT style technology is a simple Q&A. You know, you ask a question, you get an answer. You don't need to look at a graph and interpret it and work out what it's telling you. So I believe this technology is really going to truly democratize access to data for us and really open it up to the vast majority of the population who are not comfortable with data and dashboards and statistics and those types of things. So how do you, my exam question on this presentation, how do you get your organization AI ready? Well, I see it as a 5-step process, and with the first step, designing, making a plan. Second step, connecting and preparing your data. Third step, setting up your technology. A fourth step, playing and really experimenting with it. And then the fifth step, launching. So that's what I'm going to go through in these following slides, is how you can follow this 5-step process and get set up. So the first one, design. What I'd start with always is a simple AI strategy. Now, I don't mean you need to create some 50-page strategic document, right? It can be a one-pager. In fact, the simpler, the better. But the type of things you want to cover in this AI strategy is what's the end goal? What are you, are you trying to make more money or acquire more customers? Are you trying to save time? Are you trying to improve customer service? Or is it a pure PR opportunity? And let's be really candid, sometimes we're in the game of just trying to get a PR opportunity, whether it's internally or externally. So first off, start with your goal. Then look at what are the most valuable opportunities and what are the benefits of those opportunities. So it could be something around using ChatGPT style technology to ask a question about loads of unstructured documents. I'm thinking call transcripts. I'm thinking customer surveys. I'm thinking loads of PDFs, all sorts of things that we've all got within our organization. And by using AI, you could save massive time by understanding what's in those documents. You could also be asking questions of a database without any code, without a dashboard, just quick Q&A to get quicker decisions. Or you could be training AI to do something specific for your customer, like creating some kind of Q&A tool for your customers to use so you can improve their service and potentially create a new USP in your market. And then you want to think about what's our plan, what's our timeline, who's doing it, what are the costs. Now, my thoughts in this design part is always start small and pivot the door open. So I'm a big fan of like time-boxed proof of value projects. Say take 6 weeks, take 2 people, 1 commercial, 1 tech, 1 goal, take 1 use case and build something quick and get that out there. So that would be my recommendation to you. Build a proof of value, get support, prove it works, and then move forward. The next one is connecting your data. And in here, I'd be recommending that you just select your priority data sources. So you need to think about your data sources. It could be finance data, customer data, sales. It could be internal, it could be external. You need to be thinking about, have you got permission to use the data in the way that you're going to use it? Is it data that's yours, or do you have to make sure you've got permission to use it from someone else? You need to be thinking about data security. So as I say, please don't be putting any data into ChatGPT. It's public, it's not private. So you need to be thinking about locking down your data and making sure it's secure. And particularly if you've got personally identifiable data, you need to be really careful with that as well. And you need to be thinking about your data quality. Is it good enough? And is it good enough for what you're trying to do? Or do you need to do any kind of preparation work on it? So my counsel here, my recommendation here would be just start with one clean data source, right? Just get started, pick one and start from there. And then you can always add other ones on as you go. Next one then is select your AI tool. So I showed you that huge diagram with all that different tech out there. First job is to pick which one you're going to use. And you need to be thinking of things like privacy. Most organizations need to keep their data secure. So you need to be making sure that you can lock down your data and it's going to be confidential and secure for you. You need to be thinking about, is the tool going to deliver what you need it to for your specific opportunity? I'd be thinking about how mature a tool is and how well adopted and used it is. Do you really want to be a tester for a new tool? You might do, but you might not. And think about how well funded a tool is and their probability of commercial success. None of us want a forced migration from one piece of tech to another one. So right now, the landscape is changing so much. My advice would be to start with something like Microsoft OpenAI. You know, Microsoft backed. It's probably the widest adopted at the moment. Start there would be my kind of starting advice, depending on what you're trying to achieve. Next kind of fourth stage is then play, and I deliberately use the word play. I think this is very new technology. It's cutting edge. It's bleeding edge. You need to be thinking like an R&D, like this is an R&D project. So in ChatGPT, you need to think about the prompts. So these are your questions and how you're going to set up your questions and how you're going to train your tool to know the connection between different data sets and things like this. So there's an element of setting things up, helping your AI tool to understand data connections and the terminology, such as if someone asks about customers, is that going to link to the right term in your source data? Then it's all about playing and experimenting and working out what works and what doesn't, and really how you can get the most out of it, and having this innovation mindset. And as I say, this is where I think of it as a data interrogator. It's your tool to interrogate your data and to experiment, trial and error, and iterate and keep proving the value of these things. And the thing with these things is, you know, hopefully your proof of value would demonstrate value, but the nature of R&D and cutting edge technology is sometimes you prove there is no value. And it's having that mindset of that being okay and that being part of the project that you're working on. So my approach here would be combine a business person, someone with market or customer knowledge with a technology lead and get them to play together so that you get those two dimensions. And then lastly, in the fifth stage is about launching. So with these types of things, I'm a big fan of when you're doing something innovative and different, don't just launch in the way that you'd normally launch something with an email or something like that. Think about how you want to launch something different. If your intention here is to inspire people and motivate and get them to do things different, don't do it in the same usual way. Think about how you're going to train people. This is new tech. You need to help them to get the most out of it. And then you need to be looking for feedback as well. What's working and what isn't. And, you know, at this stage, I'd still be positioning it as a prototype and something that you want to experiment and get feedback on and move forward. So those are the steps I'd be going through. In this kind of one, you know, I thought my vision for AI and ChatGPT style technology is I see this working alongside a dashboard. So, oh, sorry, moved too quickly there. Working alongside a dashboard. So here's an example of a B Corp style dashboard. I see a panel on the right hand side, and this should be a GIF, but typically not working on here. That you can ask that button on the down on the left corner. You can press on the button, ask a question of that data. So I see that there's always going to be a need for dashboards and to present information to people. But then I think my vision is that every dashboard in the future is going to have this data interrogator, ChatGPT style functionality built in that of every dashboard, you're going to be able to have a Q&A approach. And that's where I can see this going and really making benefits. So that's me. Hopefully that's given you a view to how you can get your organization AI ready and ready to exploit this technology. As I say, we're Data Cubed. We've got offices all over the world. So if you want to chat about anything on here that I've gone through, then I'd be delighted to cover that with you. So thank you for your time.
Brilliant, Helen. Thank you so much. Do you know what? I think this has been the best explanation of AI. I love that concentric circles where you explain like the big thing and just to put it into context. And I think, like I coined the term kind of digital discomfort zone. At the start of the pandemic, everybody's doing like Zoom or Meet, or how do we do this? Everybody's cautious, because it's the unknown, is stepping into that discomfort zone, and it's very much the same here. People are very cautious, and I guess one of the questions that would probably be useful to our audience is, what do you think would be the ideal kind of first AI project they should work on, or their first step into that world?
Yeah, I think here it's either there's two routes. So either take something that's really topical right now in your organization and a real problem. So something that's really high on everyone's agenda that everyone recognizes a problem area, like we've got all these documents hidden away, they're all in PDFs, no one knows what to do with them. Find something that you think is really gonna get the people interested in the senior people in your organization, or so if there's a problem statement like that, or go for something that you think is just going to help and innovate and be radically different and inspire them in a little bit of a kind of crazy attention-seeking way. That would be what I would be thinking of, both of those extremes. So either one that's really topical, high value, or one that's just going to get the attention and get the kind of internal PR value or external PR value.
I know. Do you know what I think? I think the playful, that second model, the playful element, the exploring, just like a child, you give them something and they will just like touch and play and throw it and and try and break it and all these things. I think that the second model of like getting intrigue in there, I think, is a really a nice way of doing it. Also we'll put a little at the end of this thing, we're going to go to this AI wall thing that Jana has been working on. It's absolutely brilliant, but that's that playful bit of it as well, isn't it?
Yes.
In terms of one thing I find with AI is that I tend to use it maybe to summarize things or to reword things or to find better ways of doing it. So I'm very kind of basic level. But when you have big data sets, how do you actually put it into AI? How do you I don't know how to do that bit, like, okay, here you go, there's a whole document, or here's a how do we put that in? We can't just cut and paste that into ChatGPT, can we?
No, and don't, because you'll be putting your information
your
into the
data
public
on there,
domain.
of course.
Yeah. So the way that we've done it, so we've been doing it for our own organization first, in the spirit of do it for ourselves before we do it for our clients. So we've been using OpenAI, Microsoft's OpenAI. We've been then having our private instance of OpenAI, and we've done both kind of variations with structured data. So we've got data in a database. So we've got a product called Boomboard. We've got business information on lots of businesses, and we've built a tool that sits over Boomboard, and we can just ask questions of the data, like what's the trend last week, and what's the most used CRM tool amongst this audience, and things like that. It's quite kind of Q&A over a structured database. And then what we've also then done is pointed it at lots of unstructured data within loads of PDFs, because we've done loads of data audits and kind of data fact finds, and we've pointed it at all those PDF documents and been able to again derive patterns and trends from across all of those multiples of PDF documents as well. So that's the way we've used it so far.
I think that's one thing that we're certainly going to do is do exactly that with that Microsoft AI bit, to start learning. And we can teach ourselves, and that's the nice thing about being an entrepreneur. You just got to go out there and try it and test it and see how you go. I'm on just a couple of quick questions actually. What happens if our data set actually is of really kind of poor quality, and how what can we do about that? And so my dog is scratching on the door, so you answer that. I'll go and let the dog out. Hang on, sorry. I'll be right back. But
No
I'm listening.
problem, Franco. Yeah, we're live here, aren't we?
Yeah, we're absolutely live. Yeah. Go on.
In terms of the data quality, it really
Sorry.
depends on what the use case is, or what your project is about. So sometimes the data quality, if you need something where you really need completeness of data to have confidence in it, it's something where the accuracy is really key, because you're going to make really informed decisions off the back of it, then data quality is going to be really important. Sometimes you'll have use cases where having aggregated data trends and being able to make high overarching trends and insight from things, and it won't matter if you don't have totally complete data. It will really depend on the use case as to whether it's going to be a blocker or not.
Right. Okay. Thanks for that. Tons of brilliant comments in there. We've got Kate Farragut. Hi, Kate. Lovely to have you with us. Just a quick fire answers, but do you work at different levels of organizations?
Yeah, we do. So we've worked with some founders of startups at idea stage, and we've helped them design their tech stack design so that they can get it right from day one when they want to be a tech savvy organization. And we work with large organizations as well, probably kind of sub enterprise level, so kind of 1,000 employee type level, I'd say.
Right.
Yeah, so we work with different sides of organizations.
Brilliant. I think that thank you for staying up for us, Helen. I'm so grateful. We've got a ton of brilliant comments from the audience here. Look at that, data wrangler. There you go. That should be your hashtag, shouldn't it? There you go. But yeah, lots of fantastic feedback from a few of the accelerators as well. So it's really heartwarming to spend a bit of time with you, Helen, and we feel really privileged for you to share your insights with us. So,
thank you for inviting me, Franco. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, real pleasure. And with that, I'll just say a massive thank you from myself and from all of the audience. Thank you so much. And I'll say thank you and good night.
Thank you, Franco. Enjoy your day.
Yeah, take care. Right, bye. Wow, that was so brilliant. Really, really insightful and clear as well. There's so much confusion around AI, and Helen was fantastic in showing some clarity there.